Welcome to this episode of A Real Change TV. Hey, it's Sandi Krakowski. I'm back with you today on Q&A Monday, where I want to do another episode of your questions. Again, I asked you guys, if you had just a few minutes, what question would you ask me pertaining to business, family, etc.? And some of your best, I'm going to read right off my Facebook page and give you some advice. I have Kieran here who says, when are you coming to bring your training to the UK? Well, Kieran, I'm really grateful to tell you that 17% of our client base right now is from the UK or Australia. And so we are mapping some things together to get me internationally over there in 2014. Big things are coming your way, UK, and I can't wait to meet you face to face. I've got here as well Jeff, who was talking to me about being a blindfold drumming marathonist, and he had actually broken the Guinness Book of World Records. And then he went on to tell me that his manager did this and his manager did that, and then he did this and that. And he said to me, Sandi, what's the best advice you have for me? 3 words: get a new manager. Here's the thing: if you have business and you have talent and you have something that you know is working, there is absolutely no excuse for not having the right manager. Sure, a budget might be a constraint, but it's not an excuse. On the internet, there's no reason why you can't find people all over the world. And so, Jeff, I recommend that you go find the best manager for you. And you might be surprised how quickly you find somebody if you do some videos and different things like I teach on social media. I have here somebody who says, how does a person like me with debt and no money, but does have a great idea for business, get things rolling? Sandra says this. Well, you know, Sandra, when I built my first business, we were massively in debt. And when I came back into business after being really, really sick, they almost lost me, and we almost lost everything that we have. Again, I had debt and constraints and problems, etc. And so I'm talking to you from the experience of actually being a single mom at one time in my life where I made only $5,000 a year, to building businesses, peeling my way out of debt, to now where we are running a completely debt-free company. Here's the thing. You said you want to work with someone who's going to treat you right, understand what you're envisioning, and help you bring your dreams to life. Being treated right absolutely is important. But here's the deal, Sandra. What are you willing to do to bring your dreams forward? A mentor or a coach is only going to be your slight edge to bring it to pass. An investor even is only going to be a slight edge to take it to market. But if you're not willing to do the work, you're not willing to treat yourself right, you're not willing to say you're going to do whatever it takes because you believe this idea you're envisioning has got to be released to the world, you might as well go get a job. Unfortunately, there's not that many business trainers out there who are going to give it straight like that. But I believe I've been called by God to be an ambassador for truth, and I'm going to tell you, an investor, a coach, and a mentor, if you seriously have a phenomenal idea, is not going to work with you if your attitude is sorry, if you're constantly depending on them to do everything, if you think they're your lottery ticket to be able to get things moving. You have to do whatever you can. I chase hungry hearts. I chase people who are willing to do whatever it takes. I invest into things with people who are already doing what they need to do, and the only thing holding them back is a little bit more money. So my friend Sandra, I need to ask you, are you willing to do everything you're expecting somebody else to do for you? Only then are you going to find the right person to help you there to that path of success. I have here as well, Karen says, can all of the skills you teach people for their for-profit business be successful to increase engagement and donations for a nonprofit? Is there a difference? And I talked about this in the last episode. There's absolutely no difference. And case in point is not only the many nonprofits and ministries who've contracted me in, but even IHOP recently, they have historic sales on their largest event, one thing, more CD sales, more book sales, more people coming there than they've ever had before. And they hired me and I taught them, and I'm writing pay-per-click ads for them, and I'm coaching them. By the way, not on donation. They're investing into this because they truly believe that's what God's called them to do. And they've had over a 400% increase in engagement on their Facebook page. They've had over 30,000 people join them in 12 weeks. Not only are the donations increasing, not only are the tickets selling, not only are the books flying off the table, not only are the CDs being released into homes, but the exact same things happening to them as I'm doing with large and small companies and even multi-billion-dollar brands, nationwide and international brands who have hired me, some to even be the ghostwriter on their Facebook page, some to do all of their pay-per-click marketing, some to put together a step-by-step plan of how they can dominate their niche. Does it work for any business, any model, any ministry? You betcha, because relationships are the key. Very good question, by the way. I have here as well, let me see. Linda asked, can your services help network marketers or direct sales professionals? Absolutely. We have I'd say about 1/3 of the people who follow us are in some form of direct sales. Many of them have left the one-to-one model where they're on the phone all day, they're emailing people all day, they're doing party plans and, face-to-face, belly-to-belly stuff, and they're doing everything where people are. Where? Over 1 billion people on social media. They're doing things where people are all day on these little mobile devices. So yes, it does work for that industry as well. Let me see. When you contact new people and get response, I would like to start a business, but I don't have dollars to do it. Any tips on helping me find out how I can come up with money, Marcia? Marcia, I would tell you to downsize. Sell anything that's moving and maybe threaten to sell things that aren't. I'm kidding. The other way around. Sell things that aren't moving and threaten to sell things that are. Downsize. When I came back into business and I needed to do some lead gen and I needed to get my marketing, because what are the first things I do? I get my website up. I make sure I have everything that I need, as I explained in the last one, with my product, with the way to sell it, and the ideal clients I need. And then I instantly go into advertising. Anybody who thinks they're running any kind of business without marketing and advertising is not. They're running a garage sale, hoping enough people come by and maybe buy something. What can you do if you don't have any money? Sell some things. I sold things that meant a lot to me. I sold handbags that in the later years I had bought and never should have. Sold them on eBay. Sold jeans on eBay. Peeled my whole life down. Pulled back. And eventually built a business again. Was able to buy some nice things again. Was able to get completely out of debt. Reward myself with some nice things. And even have my goals. We're now giving away 10, 30, and 40% of the different things that we bring in as income. Creating more jobs. Creating 5 jobs even again in the next, 6 to 7 weeks we're doing. So my friends, it's not money that's holding you back. It's looking around and seeing, what can I do with what I already have? Kind of like when you create a great recipe for a stew or a soup or something. My friends, here's the bottom line. The way that we think and how we believe about our destiny, whether you're a small business owner, you're a chiropractor, or a multi-billion-dollar brand, I've seen it in all of them. The way that you think, the way that you believe about business is affecting your business. One of the beliefs that's gone on for so long is that social media is just a game. It's only where young people are. Social media is going to fade off. No, that's where more people are connecting than any other place on the face of the earth. You want to hear something wild that I believe God told me? He told me to treat Facebook like a nation. Treat it like a nation. I've got IHOP in Kansas City praying for Facebook like a nation. 4.6 billion times per day people push the like button. People are talking. My friends, if you have a message, you have a product, or you have a service that could change things for people, you have a moral obligation to get good at social media, because that's where the world is. more than any other marketing platform on the face of the earth. And marketers are buzzing about it all over the place, that it's the easiest one you'll ever use. So it's an honor to talk to you. It's an honor to answer your questions. And I look forward to talking to you guys next week on A Real Change TV. Bye-bye.